welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tena. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button, like, follow, and share. Welcome back once again. So today I'm going to be talking about culture shocks I experienced living in Lagos. Like when I first moved to Lagos, the culture shocks that I experienced. So I've lived in Lagos for over 7 years. I moved to Lagos in 2016. Yes, I came for NYSC. So after NYSC, I've not gone back. So I've lived in Lagos for over 7 years. So when I first moved, there were some things I experienced that were quite different from my experience in Bayelsa State. I moved to Lagos from Bayelsa State, by the way. So there are so many things I experienced that were quite different. I'm used to them now because I've lived in Lagos for a while now, so I'm used to all of them. But I'm going to be talking about my culture shocks, which I experienced coming to Lagos for the first time. So let's dive right in. So before I moved to Lagos, a whole lot of people told me about how life in Lagos is, how chaotic, how hectic it is, but I didn't really care. I wanted to go out and see what life was about. I saw NYC as an opportunity to go out and see what the world was all about. So they were telling me about how Lagos is chaotic, traffic, everything seems so fast and all of that, but I really didn't care. I just wanted to go. So I moved to Lagos. My NYC posting, I was posted to Lagos. So I moved to Lagos and then the journey began. So the first thing I noticed, which is my first culture shock, was that everybody was speaking Yoruba. Now this is normal. It is normal that people in a certain state or people of a certain ethnic group would be speaking the same, they'll be interacting in their language and all of that, which is quite understandable. But what was shocking for me is that they spoke Yoruba to everybody. They did not care whether you were Yoruba, whether you understood Yoruba, whether you were just coming to Lagos for the first time. They didn't really care. They spoke Yoruba to everybody. Even in everywhere, Yoruba was the major means of communication. Even in buses, you see conductors, you see drivers interacting like that, interacting with the passengers in Yoruba. So when somebody that does not really understand Yoruba, you'll be so lost. I was posted to Bayelsa Secretariat for NYC, and I saw that even in the office there, they were interacting in Yoruba. They were always speaking Yoruba. I even worked somewhere else, and they were always speaking. I was like, it was quite annoying, to be very honest, because yes, a part of me wishes I could speak the language so that I could flow in the conversations and all of that, but these people were just speaking Yoruba, and they will even speak it to me. They will even be offended I cannot speak. Hello. I'm even offended I cannot speak it too, because I don't know, are you insulting me? What if you're insulting me? I wouldn't know. So that was a very shocking thing, because everybody was speaking Yoruba. They expected you, even people that were not from Yoruba, they were speaking Yoruba fluently. In my state, yes, we had languages. It's normal to see people interacting in Ijaw. That is fine. But even within Bayelsa State, there are different languages, so it was not possible that everybody would be interacting in one language. But then I came to Lagos, and it was basically Yoruba everywhere. Even in buses, they were interacting in Yoruba. You had to understand. If you don't understand, Oyo is your case. And another thing I noticed here, if you're not from Yoruba and you're not outside, you're automatically Omo Igbo. They were always calling me Omo Igbo at my workplace. I explained to them countless times that I am not Igbo. I'm from Bayelsa. I'm Ijaw. Our language is Ijaw. But then they really didn't care. They were just calling me Omo Igbo up and down. Yeah, so that was one of the things I noticed. That was a great culture shock. That was the first culture shock I noticed. Everybody was speaking Yoruba. It took me a while to adapt. Now I don't even get offended, so it's not so bad now, but it was really annoying at first when I moved to. Another culture shock I had was the drivers don't really stop for you. If you're going to a certain destination, the drivers will not really stop. The vehicles are in continuous motion. They will expect you to jump down from a moving vehicle. Hello, do you know where I'm coming from? I'm coming from soft life. And now I'm in Lagos and you expect me to jump down from a moving bus. Do you want to kill me? Like it was kind of it was so surprising. I was wondering that are these people normal? How do you expect me to jump down from a moving bus? Ah, it was very very annoying. It was annoying, and also the bus stops. The bus stop can be very far from where you're actually going to. In Bayelsa State, if I'm going somewhere, it doesn't matter if there's a bus stop there or not. I can just tell the driver I'm alighting here and they will stop me at that place. But here in Lagos, it has to be a bus stop. And most times the bus stops are like far apart. So now, supposing where I'm going to is like in between two bus stops, they cannot stop me where I am going to exactly. I'd have to alight at a bus stop and use my leg to continue the journey because they cannot stop me exactly where I'm going to. That was another shocking thing because in Bayelsa it was basically soft life. If I'm stopping here, I tell the driver I'm stopping here and they will stop me. Easy as that. But here in Lagos, you have to stop at the bus stop and then continue the rest of the journey on foot until you get to your destination. So you can, when you get to the street, you can take a marwa inside and continue your journey. But if it's not a bus stop, they're not going to stop you at the bus stop. That was a really shocking experience. Another culture shock I experienced was two people that don't know themselves, like two complete strangers. They will enter the same bike. So another one is you know what we call nylon here in Lagos. In Bayelsa State we call it waterproof. So I remember then in camp, I was like I called it waterproof. So my friend then in camp, she was looking at me funny, like she even laughed at me. That one am I calling nylon waterproof? And I was like, this is what we call nylon. This is what we call it. It is waterproof, not nylon. Like I was even trying to argue with her that it's called waterproof. So it took me a lot of adjusting to like start calling it nylon, because everybody here was calling nylon. So it was kind of weird for me to be calling it waterproof. So I had to adjust with time, but it was actually quite shocking because I felt waterproof was like a universal language. So I got here and they call it nylon. So I just had to adapt and start calling it nylon just like everybody else. Another one was bole and fish. Oh my gosh. We don't joke with bole and fish in the south. Like if I go home today, bole and fish is like what I'm always looking forward to. Because here in Lagos, number one, they call it bole. They don't even call it bole. They call it bole. So they don't eat it. Over there in Bayelsa State, we eat bole with fish and pepper sauce. That is how we eat it, and it's very very yummy. But over here, they eat bole with granite. Like what kind of combination is that? It doesn't. I don't think it makes sense because when you're eating roasted plantain with granite, it sounds like suffering. Sorry. I've not tried it because I just feel like it's not a good combination. So it was really shocking for me, like to come over here and something I love so much, I cannot eat it because I feel the combination is weird. It might be very delicious, no offense to the people that actually love it. It might be actually very delicious, but it was just so weird from what I was used to. So it was something else actually. I didn't think the combination would be good, so I never tried it. So it was shocking. It was nice to see roasted plantain is here, but still I can't eat it because it is very very different from what I'm used to and what I enjoy. So that was shocking. Okay, yeah, these people have their own way of doing their things, which is quite different from what I'm used to. Then what else? Another culture shock. Okay, yes, traffic. So you see traffic, this matter of traffic. I had heard so much about Lagos traffic, so I was kind of looking forward to it. Not like I was actively looking forward to it, but it was just something that I felt that if I should experience it, I would not be shocked because I read so much about it, like I was actually prepared for it. So the funny thing is that for the first 3 months, I did not experience any kind of traffic whatsoever. Like I was living at Ebute Meta with my auntie, and my workplace was at Alausa. So it was like a free ride both morning and evening. It was always free. The road was always free, so I never experienced traffic. And I wasn't really going out that much. Like it was just from work to my auntie's house my auntie's house to church. I didn't really have friends. I didn't have anywhere to. Something else that was really, really shocking for me is that there are radio stations that are dedicated to Lagos traffic. Do you know how bad something has to be that, okay, they've seen that there's no solution to this thing, so let us just find ways you can enjoy it. Yes, you are suffering, but let us try to ease your suffering. That is that is how I view these radio stations that are dedicated to Lagos traffic. I stayed in Lagos traffic for over 8 hours one day. It was so bad. The traffic was like the whole traffic situation. I won't even call it a shocker because I kind of expected it. But what was funny to me is that there are radio stations that are dedicated. They'll be giving you updates, trying to keep you entertained while while you're commuting and you're in traffic. So it was kind of weird to me because yes, there are radio stations in Bayelsa State, but there's no need for any radio station to be dedicated to traffic because we don't experience traffic there. So coming to Lagos and seeing that there were radio stations dedicated to traffic, it was kind of a shocker. Another thing I found really, really was, I would say shocking, but it was quite different, was the time people left their homes and the times they got back. At first, I didn't experience all of that because where I was living, and where I was going to, that's from my auntie's place to my workplace, I didn't experience traffic. So I did not have any reason to be leaving home very early and coming home very late. But then I was hearing hearing people talk about how they left home 4 a.m. and I'll be wondering, why are you leaving home 4 a.m.? Like, it was kind of shocking to me. 4 a.m. and they'll get back home very late, and the next day they repeat the same process again. All of that was alien to me. Like, I wasn't experiencing until I left my auntie's place and I started experiencing it. It was really something because there was a day I got home 12 midnight. And the thing is, I actually still saw people on the road. In Bayelsa State, I cannot try that. And there is no reason for me to leave home 4 a.m. when I'm not traveling out of Bayelsa State. Like, there was no reason for me to do that. But in Lagos, within Lagos, people are leaving home as early as 4 a.m. If you step out at 4 a.m., you will see people on the road. If you are getting back home 12 midnight, you see people on the road. And that was not something like in Bayelsa State, even 10 a.m., like the whole road is 10 p.m. rather, the whole road will be scanty. But in Lagos, you come out 12 a.m., you still see people going home. Like, it was so different from what I was already used to. It was really different. Another thing I love, the chaos in Lagos is something else. Like, in Lagos, it's a constant fight for your salvation. You pray to God in the morning, and by afternoon, so many things have happened that have challenged, like that have become a threat to your heavenly race. Because you might enter a vehicle going to work, and the conductor will decide to move mad, the driver, a passenger, like so many things, so much chaos. You can pray in the morning, and in the afternoon you have insulted like 3 people. That is like, it's so crazy in Lagos. In Bayelsa State, yes, there are mad people, but not on a large scale in Lagos. Like, people are moving mad, and I think it's even hard to be normal. It's hard to live in Lagos and be completely normal. It's kind of hard. So these are some of the things I found really, really shocking after I moved to Lagos. These are just some of them. There might be a part 2. I don't know. There might be a part 2 because this is not all. This doesn't even cover half of all of the shocking experiences, all of the culture shocks I've experienced in Lagos. So probably on my next video or some other time, I'm going to make another video stating some other culture shocks that I've experienced in Lagos. Once again, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Click on the subscribe button, please, like and share, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.